the victory. Oh, look at how it's graceful and all the monument. We view the church has these kinds of shape. You can see it's an orthogonal church. This is on the center heart of Addis Ababa. So here you can understand that Ethiopia is home for different religions, including the night is falling here in Addis Ababa. To be honest, the city looks good at night. Look at. Oh, nice, bro. City looks very nice. Ethiopia, 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 the greatest country than all other nations, maintaining its independence forever. Wow, home of lot of things, the origin of many things, Ethiopia. Let's stop there. Hello, my beautiful people. Today, I'm in the heart of a beautiful city on a capital of Africa, Addis Ababa, new flower. Now the plan is to tour around and explore these beautiful and, you know, symbols of what independence and freedom. I'm very pretty sure if you have heard of about Ethiopia, this could be because of its independent history. This is a country that has never been colonized by any colonialists. And that's why I said on the beginning of this video, Ethiopia, the greatest country. And this history of the country is also taken as a turning at a very historical landmark and turning points of what the modern history of the entire black people across the world and especially Africa. And actually, if we talk about the history of this country, there are a lot of things that one can talk about this amazing country, Ethiopia. A country is the origin of many things, such as this country is the origin of humankind, the origin of coffee, the origin of what different things, and the country has its own unique identities that one can mention. For example, the country has its own alphabetical script. In the entire Africa, this is the only country having this writing script known as Amharic alphabet. So isn't it a beautiful country? Exactly, this is very beautiful country. Look at this well-maintained, well-paved, nice streets. Oh my gosh. This Ababa is very beautiful. It's new flower, guys. Oh, sorry, my bro. Be careful. Look at the ways here. It's well maintained and beautiful. So, what you see around, this all construction and this all well newly established constructions, what you see is part of the Adwa Museum. Look at that. On that monumental structure, on the top dome, there is a map of Africa. Exactly. This is basically done, I think, you know, the Battle of Adwa is a very, it's a critical turning point in the history of Africa as well as Ethiopians. And that's why they put here on this monumental structure the maps of Africa on the top. So let's walk more and catch some of the things what we can get here. There are some painters one here on the walls. You can see, I think. What is that? Maybe we can read this board description. the Grand Renaissance Dam and Adwa victory. The generation that violently fought in Adwa bestowed upon us a legacy of sovereign and independent nation, crafted through unparalleled unity that transcended all social boundaries. In our current era, this spirit of collective endeavor has manifested once more, as Ethiopians from every corner of the nation have united to construct the Renaissance Dam on the Nile, a monumental achievement akin to a new Adwa. We continue to forge history, building upon the foundations laid by those indomitable heroes and heroines of Adwa. You know, Ethiopia has achieved a victory over Italian attempt of colonizing Ethiopia. And again, currently Ethiopians are collectively stand together to build a Renaissance Dam that can bring change for the entire nations of Ethiopia. The great Renaissance dams of Ethiopia is built, and they are taking it as one of an achievement that could be mentioned as a victory over Italy. Look at this one. So here you see the people are having some picture and knowing at the same time their history and taking some memories. Oh, these monumental structures, man's being on the horse, shows I think how Ethiopians, walk into the war when they were fighting Italy. It's so beautiful. So there is a description about this erected monumental structure. Let's read it. This Adwa Victory Monument was inaugurated by His Excellency Abiy Ahmed Ali. He's a doctor, PhD holder, the Prime Minister of the Federal Democratic Republic of Ethiopia on 11 February 2024. And here, in this monument, the valiant heroes of Adwa in 1896 fought with great courage to safeguard their nation's sovereignty and shield their people from colonial oppression, even at the cost of their lives. Their heroic memories have become an indelible part of the fabric of our nation and Black people around the globe. This monument stands as a timeless tribute to their bravery and the unwavering spirit of our people, forever preserving their legacy. This is the fundamental reasons why this and established this museum known as Adwa Museum. So you gotta love this structure again. Look at the man just holding the arrow on this. So this one actually shows, and basically it shows how Ethiopians fought. That's even what the description I read there says. So let's walk more and discover this beautiful gems of Ethiopia. Right here behind me, what you see is the museums of Adwa. Actually, today it's not my plan to get inside and show you what this museum contains and houses inside, but simply we can see the outdoor looks of this beautiful museum that basically tells the history that Ethiopia has achieved, the greatest achievement, the victory over Italian invading forces on March 1 in 1896 as a very critical and turning point that can be mentioned for the Black people as well as Ethiopians. And that was actually the starting point that resulted Africans to think Africanism and bring some sort of continental vision on Pan-Africanism. So this one quotes and documents that Ethiopian heroes did for maintaining the independence and freedoms of Ethiopia, and it ignited some sort of what motivation on the black people across the world, and particularly on Africa. So there's something you can say, I think, I mean, on this walls of this museum, and I hope one can get some, you know, if we get inside, maybe we may get some work artists that could possibly speak the volume deep historical narratives of what Ethiopia as well as the black people.
Well, I have a plan to show you another very important historical
the plan,
place.
I don't just plan, and it's not part of my plan actually to get inside. Sorry for that. Maybe you guys may want to see what is documented and put inside this museum. Expected, of course. It's a museum that commemorates the Battle of Adwa, and there might be something inside, but maybe we did that another day. Today, let's walk around and show you this beautiful city, Addis Ababa, known as New Flower. So beautiful. You gotta see. It's a very large museum actually. You can see, I think. Look at those flowers nearby these beautiful museums of Adwa. It's so beautiful, man. What you see over there, that's a monumental structure of Minilik II, who leads the Ethiopian army to victory at the Battle of Adwa over Italy. And this king is unforgettable in the minds of Ethiopia. He is forever lovely and forever remembered. Let's close up and show you this monumental structure, Minilik being on the horse. Ooh, I love it. But I can't film here, I think. So this is Minilik II, the king that leads the Ethiopian army to the Battle of Adwa and who achieves the victory. Oh, look at how it's graceful and how the monument. This king was amazing. He was the king who leads the Ethiopian army and who declares freedom for Ethiopia. Hello. Salam no. እንዴት ነሽ? መግባት አይቻልም አሉ። ኦኬ ምን እየተሰራ ስለሆነ ነው? ኦኬ you know, right now this inside is being on construction and it's not possible to get in. You know, you can see there are still constructions making it more nice for the celebration of the victory of Adwa, which is going to happen on February 28th. That's why. So anyways, this is what you can see. So beautiful, man. You know, to your surprise, the Battle of Adwa on March 1, 1896 is a historical landmark in the history of black people across the world, particularly Africa. You know, this is because it was a turning point that ignites important phenomenological incidents in Africans as well, including the belief that Africans, the decolonizations of Africa, as well as the continental visions of what Pan-Africanism was, ignited from these historical landmarks of what Ethiopian victory over the battle, over Italian invading forces at the Battle of Adwa, led by these wise and lovely kings of Ethiopia, King Mnelik. So from that point onward, from that time onward, Africans began to struggle for their independence, for their freedom, for equality. And that was a marking point again for Ethiopia. Italy to recognize the independence of what Ethiopia. And after the Battle of what Adwa, Minilik signed the Treaty of Addis Ababa that forces Italy to recognize the independence and sovereignty of what Ethiopia. And after the victory that Ethiopia has achieved on March 1 in 1896, other European powers even began to recognize the independence and sovereignty of Ethiopia. And that's a turning point even for the black people across the world to begin a struggle for independence and for freedom. And that's actually the only African force which defeats and became victorious over European power in the era of what colonialism. And that was a very critical turning point for the history of what black people across the world, and particularly for Africans to think that it's possible to struggle for independence, and Africa has the ability to struggle for freedom, independence. And that was the starting time actually that initiates and ignites motivation of our African continent to struggle for freedom, independence, and to consolidate themselves from European colonialism. Woo! Love this king. Salute King Mnelik. So let's jump into these historical architectural landmarks of Addis Ababa. Of course, Ethiopia. Very historical church. These are some of the church stuffs for sale. See this one too. So let's try to jump into that historical church that plays a great role in defeating Italy at the Battle of Adwa. And that's what I am trying to tell you. There is a proverb in Ethiopia, I believe, at the Battle of Adwa. This church, the ark of this church, St. George, was involved in. The spirit was helping Ethiopian warriors in defeating Italy. So let's jump into the church and explore inside if we can. Yeah, look at the people going here. You know, on the gates of the church here, Saint Mary. So silent, everything here. So, you know, that's the church anyways. I think I better stay here and film later, because it's time for praying, and the priests are doing some spiritual activity inside the church. So I have to stay somewhere, and later we do some talk and explain about this historical church. So this is what the surrounding looks like in this beautiful and historical church of Ethiopia. On the top, still, it raises up the flags of Ethiopia, being flying by the wind. Woo. So when you see the shapes of what this church, it's octagonal in structure. The reason why the structure has octagonal structure, it has a deep-rooted meaning in the Orthodox Christian symbolism, representing the resurrection of Christ and new beginning and eternal life. So that's this shapes of what the church signifies. It's orthogonal in structure. And the other very important thing, when we talk about this church, the church is not only for it's not a place only for worship. It has, it was built to commemorate Ethiopians' defeat over Italian invaders on March 1 in 1896. So, the church holds a very special place in the history of the nation. And when you see the structure, it's an all-time structure. I mean, the design and everything has, as I have told you, special meaning. And the Christian and the Orthodox Christians of what Ethiopia, as well as and the world Orthodox Christians. So the work art is housed in this amazing church. Speaks volumes of what country's historical narrative. And there are some paintings, maybe if you can see, there are glass stained paintings that elaborately talks about the history of the church and how this church is holding a lot of what are religious and country's artifacts. So this is an amazing church that I have ever seen in Ethiopia. Yes, sir. You know, the nation's history is scripted and documented, and these artworks of what Ethiopian cathedral by name called Saint George. And there is some proverbial sayings like, on the battles of what Adwa, the Ark of Saint George was involved, and that's why this church at the same time represents that great victory over Italy. And there are museums where you can observe about the historical victory that Ethiopians achieved over Italian attempt of what colonizing Ethiopia. So this church was built in 1911 by Minilik II, the king that leads the war against Italy, and the man who defeats Italy at the Battle of Adwa as a leader of the country on that time. So this is the historical relationships of what this church with the battle that Ethiopia has achieved over Italy. And most probably, Ethiopia is a very amazing country with a deep-rooted religious practice. And in some time, if you come to this church, there are a lot of things you can enjoy, especially involving in the religious practice of what people was this religious practice in the church. It will just gives a unique insight to understand the liturgical religious activities of Ethiopian Orthodox Christians. And another important thing, looking at the structures of what the church, this can be taken as an architectural testament of what Ethiopian Christian tradition. You see the crosses, and on the top domes there's a cross and the flag still being raised. Yeah, so Ethiopian Orthodox, the Wahado Church, has played a great role in maintaining the independence of what Ethiopia, and this is one testament we can mention among the great roles played by the Ethiopian Orthodox Church. And this is why Ethiopians built this church as a commemorations of what Ethiopia's victory over Italy at the Battle of Adwa on March 1 in 1896. Absolutely very beautiful and very historical place today I visited. So when you see the surrounding, there are some endemic plants, very green. Wow, gives some different calmness to this beautiful church. So this is some of the reasons of why Ethiopians give a special place for this church. So let's get in out and explore more this beautiful historical cities of what Africa. Addis Ababa. I love this city. I mean, it has a lot of culture where you can really touch the history of Africa, as well as the great deeds that Ethiopians did for Africa. And this is, I think, the history that all black peoples are proud. And that's why you know, Africans believe that Ethiopia is their heaven, you know. Yeah, exactly, that's true. So outdoor the church, this is what the vibe looks like. Here the plants, what you see, these are endemic plants to Ethiopia. And this one is an olive tree. Look at the vibes and the motions of the people around. And over there, what you see, that's the mayor office of what the Addis Ababa administration. Yeah, most of the time I just shown you Ethiopian Orthodox Church, but here I get one Muslim mosque. You gotta see this big mosque. Oh my god, this is on the center hearts of Addis Ababa. This is called Nur Mosque. So here you can understand that Ethiopia is home for different religions, including Orthodox and Islam being the two dominant religions, and the first one being Christian Orthodox, the Orthodox Christian, I mean. So you see this beautiful structural mosque. Look at that. There's two erected pillars of what the mosque pointing up into the sky. It's so beautiful. You see now. They told me this is Anwar Mosque. Yeah, another beautiful thing we see here. Yeah, in most of my video I always shown you the Orthodox Christian churches, but there are also these kinds of amazing mosques. Is it this one? This is, I just get on my walk down the normal streets of Addis Ababa. So guys, this is a Greece church now found in Ethiopia in the historical place of Addis Ababa known as Piazza. But this church is not similar to Ethiopian Orthodox Church. This is the Greece people church, I think. And this woman told me that. Appreciate you, Mom. All right. Yeah, this is a very old church. Even the building technology seems the medieval age technology, you know. Beautiful church. Very historical church, I think. We are in Piazza. Piazza was a spot in the early time where modernity was assumed to be in Addis Ababa. It was the most modern centers of the city. And it just houses a lot of history, but right now is a massive renovation and update. Look at the buildings. It's renovated, updated. These are some of the old-time buildings, but currently they are being under renovation on this massive rebuilding and reconstructing the city of Addis Ababa. Here, you know. Hello, my bro.
Hi, my
What's
brother.
up? How are you doing?
I'm
You good?
very thank you.
You good? Nice to meet you, my bro. You know, in the early time, this neighborhood of what Addis Ababa Piazza was basically a place where one can get gold jewelry. You can see here, I think. You see, it's a jewelry house. Piazza was known for its jewelry shop, and that's what one we see here. Piazza, beautiful piazza. You know, in Ethiopia there are names called piazza, which is an Italian word to mean square, you know. And this place is called piazza in Addis Ababa to mean square. It's an Italian word actually. Got the cafes and everything here in piazza. Piazza is very beautiful. And you see, still there is a massive construction, you know. Roads and buildings are ongoing, and these are the people you see. They are constructing. Hello, you're good. So, you know, there is a massive construction everywhere you go here in Addis right now. You know, the developments of what the corridor expanding, making the streets more wide and nice for walking. Yeah, a lot is going on right now. On left, right side, construction. People are very busy. Look at the dogs here. Oh, dog, come on. I don't want that. That's what you see even. There's an undergoing construction. The people are here doing the construction stuff. This is a lot of construction, bro. You see this construction material. Yeah, you know, this is constructing a glass road. Look at this. Oh, what an improvement. So nice, I think. So this one, very good. The construction everywhere you go. People are rushing to complete everything. Rushes for construction, you know. They are running too fast. I mean, to complete everything fast as much as possible, and that's why you see everywhere construction right now here in Addis. To make more this city beautiful. It's lane for bike and this one for walk for human. Look at this. An artificial waterfall. Look at that. Seems nice. People are waiting here for some car. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I don't know why they did this one. Or everywhere you go, you know, I got this kind of thing. And in case, you know, they're making some artificial water and there is no water in home and they're doing this. I don't know why they did this. Still nice, I don't know. I think Addis Ababa has a lot of skyscraper buildings and sky mansion buildings. Look at that, for example. This is the smallest one actually. There are a lot of sky mansion buildings I have seen around Mexico. If you go there, there is a lot of sky mansioning and skyscraper buildings, like the headquarters of Ethiopian Commercial Bank, and most private banks are quartered around Mexico, and they have the sky mansion buildings. Hello God. So, you know, the streets are well maintained and very clean and nice, and it's very wide even. Look the flows of the traffic. Seems nice. There's one too, you see it as well. So, we're gonna try Ethiopian nice food called, this one you see, this is called furfur, you know, and this is injera and furfur. This furfur contains some egg, this one on the top is egg, and some small piece of what? Injera with meat. This one is meat, you see? So, let's try. Seems very delicious. See as well. Let's try this nice food. You drink and eat this way. Smell. Ah, it's Adwa. Thank you. It's very much. Really. And here is my soft drink called Mirinda. The food is very delicious, guys. You can see. It's a nice fruit. Really nice. Yeah. The night is falling here in Addis Ababa. To be honest, the city looks good at night. Look at. Oh, nice, bro. City looks very nice. Addis Ababa at night looks great. The capital of Ethiopia at night. You gotta see how it looks so beautiful. You gotta see now that. You gotta see now this. Gonna get taxi and back to home. It's a very beautiful city and I like it. This is the vibe at night. Looks like around Arat Kilo. This neighborhood is where the palace is also located. The Grand Palace of Ethiopia is in Arat Kilo. Here what you see, it says Arat Kilo. It means 4 kilo. 4 kilo plaza. Yeah. Otherwise, it's getting very chill. I don't put on any jacket or hoodie. So let's walk and get a taxi to get home. Till I get taxi, let me show you around this neighborhood's night vibe. You gotta see that. Yeah, it looks so nice, you know. You gotta see the people walking fast, rushing to get taxi, something like that. Like the way I did. I'm heading to get taxi. I don't know where those taxi stages that gonna take me to Magananya. I know the light is so bright and shiny. Yeah. So it's so beautiful now. I think think I have to cross here, and that's around there. I'm looking taxi, so that's I think where I have to go to get taxi. So let me jump to cross this road and try to get a taxi there. Hello. What's up? Hello, mom. People are fun. Yeah, the people here is a bit shiny of camera. That's over there, I think, where I'm gonna get a taxi. Look at how beautiful it is around night. These are public taxis. These are also the public buses. Be careful to cross the road. Ooh. It's hot now. Look at it. I got it here. Yeah, I got a taxi now. Alright. I got a taxi and heading to my accommodation. So I drop off here and I've left some way to work on my food. Once, so here is I think the last 8 points of this vlog. And I'm gonna say to you guys, see you another time for another video. This Adwa at night still seems very beautiful. See you another time, my people. I love you so much. Stay safe.